Welcome everybody. Today is Sunday. It's October 31st, 2021, Halloween. And I'm just doing things a little bit out of order today. I have a union read. I have a Divine Masculine mini read. I have two big messages of the day, and then my meditation I just did. I have some messages from that. But I did want to pull a few cards for you, and now, since I don't have any cards on the table, I want to pull you a yoga card and a Metatron card too, and then just one card from each of my message of the day cards. So I'm going to roll the die first, so let's go ahead and take a deep breath too as we're doing this. So for the twin flames, we have the number 8. We have Sagittarius energy. And we have Mercury over here. Mercury can be Gemini or Virgo energy, very communication oriented. Sagittarius, which is the south node right now, so we're still releasing Sagittarius energy. But it is also the energy of expansion, like Jupiter. And then we have the 8 of the dance of the masculine and feminine, manifestation of dreams, as well as strength, inner and outer strength. And it's also the 2 circles, right? The circle is the human embodiment of Source, and it's the 2 circles coming together to do that perpetual flow back and forth in connection. So let's see what the yoga cards have for you. From my yoga cards, what is a good stretch for everybody today? What do we need to release? Okay, this is the card that's coming out, and we just have a breath. Okay, so it's the bellows breath. So I'm just going to do a close-up. You can read that if you'd like to do the breath. But that's what's coming up for everybody. Just deep, make sure you breathe today. And from Metatron. What is the guidance from Metatron today for everybody watching? Okay, we have the chakra system and the light body to focus on that, and there'll be more messages about this coming up. We have 38 of the Queen of Cups, which also is significant in my read today. We have the Go with the Flow, Paddle On, which is the 42, which is the time we started the video. The 42 is the 2 of Cups. And this so much reminds me of going down the Salt River in Phoenix. This is the way the mountains look. So go with the flow and paddle on. So we're focusing on our light body and chakra system and going with the flow. And then the third card is ancestors. So again, showing gratitude to all of those who've come before you with the 34 of energetic exchange, the 8 of Wands, the arrows of love, appreciation and healing, going back through the ages. Yep, there's 3 more cards that want to be seen, and the bottom of the deck is the gold cup of replenishment, the Holy Grail, the 16 of the Tower, sudden events, epiphanies, sexual exchange, and let's see what's behind there too. The dragon fire. So these energies came out for my read as well. I'm going to show you the picture of that. The dragon strength of the sun and the fire. The dragon was significant last night when I was meditating as well. And of course we have the clear pyramid here and the lower chakra energies of the gold, orange, and red. There's a bit of pinks and purples down here, just on the outskirts of the picture here, and some of that energy in this card as well. So the Holy Grail is the underlying energy, which is also the feminine energy of the womb. And the other 3 cards that came out for you is the blue, Madonna and Mothering, which I also got this card this morning. The 29 is being present in the moment to your gifts. The indigo of your third eye. And again, we have a lot of indigo there too. And the next card is passion and the love for life, which comes from that fire down below in the lower chakra section, and the 25 of the Knight of Wands, getting passionately busy, perhaps running errands, working out, going to sweep somebody off their feet. It's all of that energy. And then we have the priorities card as well, which brings up the chakra system again, along with the triangle, which becomes the clear pyramid in my read. There's a lot of similar cards in my read. And then again, the wings of your wings, the wings in your back, to focus on the wings to the, what I was getting in my read was the orange and yellow, and the waist area, which has been coming up a lot lately, to focus on, to clear. So from this area through the wing area, which is going up through the orange and yellow to the top. So really focusing on that wing area, and also then bringing the wings up to the crown, like the Emerald Order, you know, the winged helmet. So connecting that. So once clearing the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, then connecting that solar plexus to the crown. And that's just coming up now. But this is very connected too to my card, so I'm going to tell you about that too now. Okay, and we have a lot of communication, connection back and forth, the dance between the masculine and feminine, the Sagittarius energy, and releasing that energy of not needing to expand so much right now, or anything that was expansive before that isn't serving you anymore is being let go. So my read from this morning, let me show you the pictures first, and then I'm going to tell you my read. All right, so this is the union read that we've done today. It is 3D, 4D, 5D, I believe. So 3D, 4D, 5D, divine feminine on the left, masculine on the right, the bridge between them in the center, incoming feminine, outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energies of the tower there at the end. We've got the 9 of Cups over here. And then this is the first message of the day, the second big message of the day, and this is my read from this morning when I pulled cards for myself, which there's some big messages that came up from that, so I'm going to let you know. I do have a regular divine masculine read too, from the Gilded Tarot, but I forgot to take a picture, so I will tell you the main cards of the read as I go. But that was an important message too. So from the Metatron deck that I just showed you, right, from my read from this morning, which you see there's a lot of the same cards in the cards I just pulled for you. And so this was the message as I was doing my cards this morning. And again, my underlying energy had to do with heart healing, and we have the Mary Magdalene energy of the Holy Grail there, of the womb. So there's a lot of connection between those two. And gold, blue and gold were definitely coming up as the colors. And of course, blue and gold combined is green of the heart. So I did my meditation with my inner child, and I was first seeing her as a little angel flying above, like pulling something across, you know, like you'd see in a beginning of a movie or something where the little angel's flying and then opening the curtain or something like that. And then I was getting them opening something and then cleaning the windows, that like the windows in front of us right now, you can see through the windows, but if you clean them, you can see even more clearly, like really crystal clear. And then I was seeing a man came over to get me, like I was on a wall or something out front. And he gave me a piggyback ride over to the side of my house, where he's pointing up to my roof window to turn on my fan up there, because the switch was down, and I probably wasn't aware of that. So I was being guided to put the switch on inside, which I did that. And this was just a very nice man. I wasn't seeing their face because I was riding on their back as we went to the side of the house. But when we got to the side of the house and he showed me this, he just dropped me without a second thought, like he wasn't a real person. He wasn't negative energy or anything. I wasn't feeling that at all. He was very kind, actually, and very like an average man, right? Height, brown hair, very calm, sweet energy, but giving me a piggyback over to the side of the house. And after he dropped me and showed me the attic, he morphed into a dragon or a reptilian, but it was more like a costume. You know, it was more zombie-like. So then he started walking like a zombie, and as he started walking around to the backyard, he became more and more etheric. but he also was dragging me now. Like he had just dropped me before, and now he's kind of like just dragging me to the back with him, not, like a zombie. They were not themselves. They were programmed to follow others. So he then walked into the backyard and then up on my roof, but still like a zombie, getting more etheric and more etheric, very slow and stiff and fading away. So then I was asking, well, what's on the roof? And so then I was wondering, I'm still going to feel into that some more, but it might have had to do with doing some work around the house or clearing some energy up there, because I've been in this house a very long time. But anyway, so then I went into presenting the energies from my read, from those cards, the Metatron cards, being present to the shadow, so the shadow of yourself, going into your meditation every morning to see what's coming up that needs to clear. But it was coming up around the shadow and justice, or perhaps injustice, and the pyramid of 10 layers, perhaps focusing on 10 within the body as opposed to maybe 12 that also include layers outside of the body. But they were mainly pointing to the wings in the back, or the wings in the crown, like the Emerald Order. And then I was getting the area from the hips to the wings, again, that orange to yellow area. Then 2D, then I had that 2D pyramid, because I had this card. And then I had the 3D pyramid that was clear, not with the colors in it. The dragonfire strength overseeing the crew or staff, the alignment of the spine and or firings here. The dragon spreading their wings to clear from root to solar plexus, or hips to wings, the major focus on sacral and solar plexus, the orange, gold, and yellow colors here. And then the Holy Grail came up, which is that gold, the fire priority, the yellow at the waist, right? So the yellow fire, the yellow flame. The Queen of Swords is coming up as the mother, with sunshine and exposure of the dark mother, and the Tower of Justice, regarding the Holy Grail of Mary Magdalene, and the clarion call of the trumpeter, but not a trumpet with a shell, something natural, not a trumpet, right, from way back then. The seashell by the seashore, with wings and sounds of the heart and the infinity above it, just like in the Holy Grail here. So you see the heart imprint on the cup and the infinity above it. That was coming up as very significant. And if you mush these together, the infinity and the heart, it makes a kind of a diamond or a star diamond in the middle of them. And that was also coming up here. So I'll let you know that in a minute. So the fall here, which we're in the fall now, letting go of control, or the emperor energy, the wounded warrior with the chakra system and toggling up, so doing meditations, taking your kundalini up to the etheric realms, and focusing on the gold to yellow, untapped energy of the Christ gateway, the 33 of the Christ vibration, and there's an invitation there of blue and gold, the golden blue rays, which was funny because my high school colors were blue and gold, and now where my son works is also blue and gold. The mother priority is letting go of blue to orange, which is the third eye energy to, and the crown to the sacral chakra. The present of the Queen of Swords, which is blue, to the Emperor, which is the orange energy. The clarity of the shadow to fire up the dragon and the sun, to summon the strength of the kundalini surrender, of blue to orange. Then wake with justice of truth and balance, of sudden replenishment, of filling that cup, of the gold, of the Christ consciousness, to move up to the gold, right? We're not dealing with the root so much today, done with that. Going into the sacral chakra, which was Scorpio and sex and all those issues, and now pushing our way up to the gold and the yellow, which we've also been focusing on overall since the last couple weeks. So listen and then replenish. That cup of replenishment here was coming up as the Mary Magdalene, and the invite as the Christ energy, the Holy Grail and the Holy Communion, the clarion call, the mothers calling their sons home to the womb or the Grail, for the divine masculine to rebirth and call the divine feminine with an invitation. Again, the underlying energy being the green heart healing in the 39 of the Knight of Cups and being love and making a love offer. The Knight of Cups coming up as JC, and the feminine coming up as the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords, Mary Magdalene. The gold Queen of Cups and the blue Queen of Swords. The golden blue ray and the golden sun. The rod and staff unions. So then I was guided to put the MM of Mary Magdalene and the WW of the Wounded Warrior together, which make 8 X's, like an accordion, you know, like a gate you'd put up for your kids at the steps. 8 X's in the Dance of the Crazy Eights. 4 on each side, 4 X's and 4 X's, and then 1 to bring them together to lead. To bring them together and to lead. And also, as you bring the 2 sets of 4 X's together to the 8 X's of the Mary Magdalene and the Wounded Warrior, which are also the 2 co-creators in the symbolism here. The 8 X's, the Dance of the Crazy Eights, and the 4 plus 4, and then 1 to lead them together, is, as you put them together, there becomes 8 X's, but there's only 7 diamonds within those X's, which is the 4 of diamonds, which is pentacles, to the 7 diamonds, which is the divine masculine's heart in the bat cave, the 4 of diamonds, to the 7 of the divine feminine in the E tower in the Syrian starseed deck. The 4 to 7 is also the sweet spot I always talk about, right, just above the center. When together, the sweet spot, which is synchronistic. We also have, when the 4 X's are apart from each other, 3 diamonds on each side, which is the 3 of Pentacles, the co-creation card, both open-ended to connections. The accordion gate to steps, stores, right, the gates outside stores when they close them up and lock up, and the windows. The boundaries for children here. The golden blue ray and the golden sun, the Wounded Warrior and the Mary Magdalene. The 8X dance, or the 8 times 4 to 7 diamonds, the space between. 4 on each side, merging 4 to 7, the divine masculine's heart to the divine feminine's heart, to achieve the crazy 8's dance. And then and that's drawing W's and M's with straight lines and points. But if you draw the W's and M's as rounded letters, they become 4 circles or ovals with 2 reversed parentheses on either side, like the fish of the Jesus fish on either side with 2 more circles in the middle. So 4 circles are ovals, and then reversed parentheses on either end. 2 sets of googly eyes in private between parentheses, or parent and he, cis, brothers and sisters. The 4 or 2 sets of googly eyes in private between the parentheses are parents and brothers and sisters, drawing outside the lines. 2 fishies, 5 circles, and 1 ring. 6, if you bring all the circles together, they become 1 ring, because there's 2 open ends that need to come together. 6 altogether, but 2 of them are as 1 in the circle of trust. The Christ and the Anti, and the 4 little ones. The human embodiments of Source, capped by Cation and Anions. The cat and mouse connection, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like the nerves and the nadis, the physical and the non-physical here. And again, the cation and anions have to do with connection of ions, the electrons that move very fast around the neutron, and the protons who are slower than the electrons, but the electrons are referenced as feminine energy. And then if you're lacking, are you lacking electrons? Are you abundant in electrons? And those are the opposites that attract. So again, the cat and mouse connection, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde connection, the nerves and the nadis connection, right? Because the nerves act in the physical body like the nadis do. The nadis are the energy lines of the flower of life petals. So each petal is like 2 nadi lines, the energy lines coming together. referencing the nerves and nadis, like the physical and the non-physical. And also with the stars between the heart and that infinity symbol, the Celtic cross also came up as the foghorn, the flower of life coming up as the blueprint, and it can be referenced too as a creation mandala. And we have, what else was coming up here? Okay, so yeah, that was everything that was coming up from my read. So just so you get a picture of what I'm talking about here, I'm going to show you. So as you put the Mary Magdalene, let me clarify that. Did I clear up? No. Okay, that's better. So if you put the Mary Magdalene and WW together, it becomes the 2 sets of X's, which is the 8 X's across here, which has 7 diamonds, and you see it looks like an accordion. The 8 X's dance, and everything I just described to you, the 4 plus 4, and then the 1 to bring them together, and then the energies of the 3 diamonds and 3 diamonds, and then here, if you do the rounded M's and W's, it's this, like there's reverse parentheses. I wanted you to get the visual idea with the 4 circles in the middle. All right, so going back to the messages of the day here. All right, so the first message of the day was at 8:23, and before I do that, I'm gonna pull a card from each of those 4 decks that I used for the message of the day for you guys. So again, we're being called to the orange to gold to yellow energies of the midsection, from hips to wings, and of course the gold is the Christ consciousness energy. And to give gratitude to the past as we work on these sections of the yellow gold here that's at the waist. Go with the flow with your love for life here, and using that mother energy to nurture yourself. The blue and gold is again coming up for you, and it came up for me as well. Okay, so here's the blue and the gold. And the dragon too. So when I was meditating last night, I was doing Ilana Danan's meditation she did recently, which is very different, right? She comes from a different perspective than most doing meditations. And I was seeing myself as a dragon, which I've never seen myself as a dragon before. And it was very masculine dragon as I'm losing my voice. So let's see what comes up let's see what comes up from the animal spirit deck here. For the collective, what is the message of the day? Just one card, please. We have the owl. The bottom of the deck is the phoenix. Okay, very significant energy there. And then from the Lenormand Reverie. From the Lenormand Reverie, that came right out. Oh, no, that was a whole bunch. That was not right. Okay. Lenormand Reverie for today, for the collective. Okay, that's better. So we have the flowers that came out, the 9 of the Hermit energy, which is also the collective consciousness. It is also the completion, the endings, the need to let go of what no longer serves. But this is also gifts and presence, your own psychic gifts as well, along with the wise owl here, which is very significant. And the next card is that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde energy that was coming up. The bottom of the deck here is the Tower, or the powers that be, the 19 of the sun, and exposing that energy here, all right, with the Phoenix, which is big transformation. And then we have from the Gilded Tarot, from the Gilded Tarot. Oh, okay, so this one came right out. All right, so we have the 6 of Cups reversed, and this has to do with a negative past or the past returning. This also could be a falling out in the past, a bad childhood, or perhaps your kids are acting up, but it can definitely be the past returning here. There may be some insecurity there coming up. And the bottom of the deck is the Fool, right? With an open heart, taking a leap of faith. So somebody may be coming towards you or you towards them. And then the final deck is the Kipper deck. You know, somebody might be being wise and either tapping into their gifts and clearing the negative past, or perhaps bringing a gift to make amends with someone they had a falling out with. Okay, so let's see what the Kipper deck has for you guys. All right, here we have, all right, so there's a false person here. And again, this can be the dance of the masculine and feminine, the tango, right? The masked couple. Or this can be literally wearing masks, okay? But it's the dance of the tango here between the masculine and feminine, the inner and outer strength, and the manifestation. It also can be a false person or false couple here, all right? And this can be your kids as well. And then again, we have the Nine of the Hermit as the next card. The Hermit, the ending, completion, and there's change here, okay? And there definitely could be changes regarding home and travel or vehicles. And the end again of the Hermit. And then the next card is the 10. So 9, 10, begin again, all right? There's the journey. The bottom of the deck on this deck too is the Thief with the 24, the Queen of Wands. Okay, so somebody's freeing themselves from that thief energy or that liar, cheater, thief energy, and huge transformation regarding the powers that be and the towers that be, sudden transformations with the sun exposing all or very high energy, and then taking a leap of faith regarding, you know, perhaps to catch a thief or to deal with your other half, right? Someone who stole your heart. But the 24 is also Omega. It's the end of the cycle. And for me, it's the end of karma on a community level, as opposed to the world, which comes up as 81, is the end of karma around the world. But there's two false energies here, right? And the past returning to deal and make amends, somebody bringing gift or bringing their gifts, or both, in order to have a fresh start and perhaps to reverse this energy. And the mature woman is coming up as the 6 of the Lovers, or the mother energy, but below that. So somebody coming back perhaps to make amends or deal with their mother. And below that card is the man thinking of a woman, right? So you're thinking of a woman he's interested in, or thinking of his mother, whatever it is, but she doesn't look like his mother. So however that works for you, someone thinking of a woman, the mature woman, and the thief. Okay, so however that works in your situation. So this first message of the day started out at 8:28 to 31 last night, and then the other one I did was today. The 28 is the twin flames, 31 is that expansion energy. It can be battle and conflicts and competition, but it also can be play and acting in the pursuit of happiness. The underlying energy is the buffalo, the letter, the 2 of pentacles, and the coffin, where the buffalo may have the hot-headed elk on their mind, stable and heavenly rider, perhaps this buffalo, or message of juggling the rainbow or performing at a funeral, or juggling will be their funeral if they're late, right? So if somebody's doing too much, if they're working too much or trying to juggle too many things in their day, could be their funeral, right? If they're late, or if they're, get in trouble because they get fired, or if someone's going to be really pissed and then they can't get into something. And of course, at a funeral, you don't want to be late because that wouldn't be very nice. And then we have the eagle coming in and triggering the bear, who's all clammed up with the whale, who's wiped out, needing help, but must humble themselves to get it, with the buffalo. The loving lady dreaming of love and marriage and family, present to dreamy, loving man on the same journey, perhaps, writing, or friends reading the paper or the horoscope together. The King of Wands in a losing battle of the past, juggling, with the Queen of Cups, humble worker, not feeling so good, thinking of the boy, King of Cups, who may be young and alone, and he thinking of her suddenly. The main male, number 1, for abundance and marriage till death do us part, or in rising again. At 9:04, the Hermit and the Emperor. the first section was the nightingale, cheetah, the snake, and the bat. The songbird and cheetah, while collective awakens, and the bat is lost in space, which is also spa seal or spa sea, clearing the air with Power Man at the Y in the road, with the Page of Cups innocent, part of the community of love, with the Knight of Cups. The cheetah suddenly explodes, or is about to, or has a sudden epiphany of imprisoned innocent, of the Hierophant mature man, or perhaps a Taurus, or a married man. The collective in transition, protecting their children or inner child with boundaries, struggling to find a way out, with the King of Wands. Perhaps a child is filing papers, or the King of Wands is. The bat with a choice of doors on their journey, as the King of Pentacles, a wealthy man in transition, perhaps adopted father making it legal, or transferring their business to their son, or retaining a lawyer, or selling or getting an estate in order. The second section here was the camel, shark, and the hawk. The Independent Blue, so there's the blue and gold reference too, and Independence Blue Cross and Blue Shield came up. I wasn't getting this before. But the independent energy of the camel, who may be blue, near the new moon, with the shark attacking the hawk, as the hawk clearing the way for the shark. The camel for unity, with the key to freedom, and the fool with the open heart and a leap of faith, ending a cycle and making changes and or hermiting. The shark is polarized devil, with fond memories of Hansel and Gretel. Come in, my pretty, as the children with masks, or dance a false person, or couple of childish adults. The hawk is self-loving and clearing the water without option, presently trapped or imprisoned with no way out. The hermit doing the cell block tango. The fool is freed by their soulmate, inner children without options, where freedom comes when the devil learns to love themselves. The third section here is the lamb and the dear one. The innocent target with diamond light, and the dear one, so pure of heart. Oh, by the way, when I went to the grocery store yesterday, and when I pulled in coming home, there was a deer with like a young buck with antlers. And I see the deer a lot, but I don't usually see the antlered deers. And it was a young buck with beautiful little antlers. So the dear one and the pure of heart. The lamb is a wise owl who may have been deceived by an official, or with wise counsel, who's up before dawn, officially on the fool's journey. The dear one, King of Wands, with petty annoyances, but the Knight of Cups is coming in with love as an occupation in energetic exchange, or occupied by love, or making it official. Two wise old owls deceived on the fool's journey, the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups, take a leap of faith in energetic exchange. By the way, I was awake still like at 2 o'clock last night. So the energy's kind of wonky right now. So there might be you might be feeling some sexual energy coming up in connection within your twin connection. But also sleeping habits may be difficult right now. The seventh section here is the peacock, the cosmic egg, tarantula, and the fish. With the peacock, this is the fourth section. The peacock with crown at the crossroads and can't stop moving. The peacock, Knight of Cups, is taking a chance, defenseless to the energies at the big house, or regarding a decision around a house or final judgment. The cosmic egg is the collective awakening to the Queen of Cups twin, whose bridges are fragile, but she's strong like the wind, or Guinevere, and wise, privileged lady, or this is two hanging out, the Queen of Cups, and Leo and or Capricorn or Pisces at 9:46, which is the Hermit and the Six of Cups of the children hugging or loving each other. But it came up as reversed over there, perhaps making amends or returning from the past. At 9:47, the 47 is the Seven of Cups and synchronicities and choices, perhaps confusion, where the tarantula is exposing the powers and towers and ghosts of the past. And jacks. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. And out the back with westerns and saloons and a loving, mature woman of introducing love to his mother, perhaps. This could be somebody introducing their love partner to their mother. A fish out of water, burdened by Atlas and the weight of the world, and the Page of Swords reversed, negative self-talk, or just rumors in general, about the adjudication of the union and or family court. Perhaps transferring assets like a house from mother to daughter or daughter to mother, or ghosting or leaving a mother and two ladies, or leaving women to work out the house amongst themselves, or assets, that kind of thing. It's like not being involved. They're getting them to a certain point and then they just leave because they can handle the rest on their own. The fifth section here is the starfish, the worm, and the butterfly, which is very much energy of the newbies on the block, right? So the new kids on the block, right? Newbies on the block, the superficial star, the intimidated young one, and the nearly transformed, still in a fragile state. The star and the sun dumping all on the little girl, or confessing to romantic moonchild that she is their sunshine. The worm is cutting cords with injustices on the wounded warrior's path, and the butterfly is dancing between the doctor and patient, between hide and seeker, destined peeker, or the Queen of Wands thief of many disguises. The sweet little girl, the wounded warrior, the Queen of Wands, with Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio here, and Libra both upright and reversed. So that can be one person going back and forth, or two different Libras there. One whose sun is Libra and the other one with Libra in their chart. The sixth section here is the moth and the octopus. The moth to the flame, of course, as the octopus teaches them how to resist temptation that could burn them or blind them, as the moth isn't as pretty as the butterfly. The moth power lady is present with gifts in energetic exchange with a higher calling and messages of concern. The octopus teacher is grounding and integrating and mastering, or gym love, looking through the looking glass to see details, infiltrators, before they can get in. The Queen of Pentacles is expecting the twin flame, the octopus with colorful head or cap, and arms with a mind of their own, with all elements here. And I was just getting the grid, like elements like a electric stove top. The seventh section here is the crow, the firefly, the fox, raccoon, and the tiger. The crow standing guard as the firefly inspires the fox and raccoon into deep thought or feelings, but the tiger is on the hunt, noticing lunch delivered. The crow is guarding the hen house, the patient angel in higher love, holding the fort down, yet the fox snuck out, not getting their way, at Atlas with pie in the sky ideas and no emotions to ground into. The firefly is inspired by the fox, Queen of Wands, 2 as 1, but the Page of Wands reversed is uninspired, leaving on a train, doubting Thomas bailed. The fox complete with mountains to climb, with cards close to their chest and little money on the journey of despair, at 10:08, which is the wheel and the dance between the masculine and the feminine. The raccoon Page of Wands is cracking codes, a new passion for the emperor and courtship. The ships, trains, and journey on foot. Instead of planes, trains, and automobiles, it was coming up as ships, trains, and journey on foot, in a courtship of great fortune, of titanic proportion of the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is here in this section 3 times. So it's all about that inspiration or lack thereof. It's like to inspire or not to inspire. Whispering in the fox's ear and showing the raccoon the codes to crack. The man in despair, the great fortune to pursue. The tiger, however, is on the prowl, seeing the storks with deliverance of the golden egg, the Holy Grail, of dreams come true, and looking right up at the tiger, bending over backwards in disconnect or at a distance, with great fortune to be had, at 10:13, the Wheel of Fortune and the Death or Transition card. Unhappy Page of Wands reversed, holding on to new passion at a distance. The fox in love, willing to climb mountains and crack codes to find her, to nail her down and seal the deal, a courtship of great excitement and inspiration, the one that got away, at 10:16, the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. A grounded yet heavenly contract of dancing, juggling, performing until death do us part. Part 1. Phoenix Rising, Part 2, Night Falling, Part 3, and then the final act, One for All and All 41, Self-Love, Spiritual Love, New Love, Be Love, As Above, So Below, at 10:19, the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. Okay, so the second message of the day was at 11 to 11:01 this morning. Oh, excuse me, no, that one was last night too, at 11 p.m. Yep. The elephant, the sun, the Knight of Pentacles, and the mature woman were the underlying energy. And then I was guided to break down elephant, Ele, Fa, and then NT, which for me always comes up as nitroglycerin. It may not be the symbolism technically, but it doesn't really matter. It may be NG. But it was coming up as the Ele, Fa, NT as explosive, right? But NT is also Neith, right? The goddess of war and creativity, but it also means ditto. So again, it's coming up as the Ele, Fa, explosive, or right back at you, right? So whatever you put out comes right back to you immediately. There is no karma because you immediately reap it. The Ele and the Fa comes up as, I was just getting something different too. I'm getting now is the L and the Fa as the Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So, La, Do, Re, Mi, Fa. So Fa is the fourth note. The L, which is, you know, the energy of love, but it's also the Elohim. But I was getting the loser symbol too, right? That the loser becomes the lover is what I'm getting now. The L and the Fa, the fourth note, right? That 4 to 7 sweet spot, right? On the 7-note scale. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So, La, Ti, Do. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So, La, Ti, Do, yeah. So the 7 notes, the 4 to 7, so again, it's referencing that sweet spot of the 4 to 7 as a big gesture, a wing, a sign, and we talked about the wings earlier. The L, which is the 90-degree angle, to mix drinks and give a percentage and have the same reflected right back at you. He, she, it, they, them, to give, to gesture, to sign and present, and have the same return to them. A sign or gesture of astonishing or exciting incident. Ditto, or Neith, the creative warrior, or neutral zone, new territory, nice try, New Testament, and ellipsis, or the Windows NT, the ... or the niton, which is radon, radioactive noble gas, 222/86 RN. The elephant, Ele, wisely clearing the way for sunshine, Knight of Pentacles, taking a double take at the mature loving woman at 11:22, which is justice and the fool's journey. The gazelle and the elephant looking here with the shark between them. At 11:22-23, the fool's journey going into the King of Wands is the magician's adventure of unity with key to freedom inspired by cracking codes, new passion for writing or communication, or breaking seals. Infiltrating, which is breaking a seal. Infiltrating the Queen of Cups and Twin Bridges, 38 and 44 were coming up right here, which is my soul number and life lesson number. So from root to tip, basically, with the weight of the world in the details, the virus, the bacteria, the grounding and integrating and mastering. I was just getting masturbating as well. With the GIM is the gym, also working out, and the wise old owls taking a look at the King of Wands with mice, rugrats, food left out, and little thieves to test in the sunshine or completely expose in the pursuit of happiness. The fool is freed by fond memories. And then Barbara Streisand was coming up here. Light the corners of my mind. Misty waters color memories of the way we were. All right, so the way we were is coming up. Down on their knees, praying that the dark birds go away, not wanting to come together, and Spirit's really connecting with me right now. Not wanting to come together, party or bad influences or influencers or overindulgers or third party and coming clean about new flame. The Knight of Pentacles stopping to take in the moment of where they've been, where they're going, and where they are at this moment. The Queen of Cups, hard worker on the wounded warrior's path, occupied by energetic exchange or the hours of love, communication, or travel. Of the mature man pursuing bad health or care and adjudication of home and union with loving mature woman or lover, or old couple who's sick of each other or sick of deliberating at 11:33, justice and the Christ vibration, which also can be martyrdom. So then the first section came up, Mr. Ed, or the horse, the moth, and the phoenix. Mr. Ed like a moth to the flame, and the phoenix rising in complete transformation. The horse committed to or as the Knight of Wands, very Sagittarius energy, unhappy thief, the Queen of Wands. The moth, and that's been coming up in multiple decks, not just one. The moth puppy or moonchild is unable to escape the false person or couple or dance of the masks, the tango, or Leo or fire and Capricorn Sag unable to escape. The phoenix with good luck, with the high priestess and emperor transforming back into his little boy state as the King of Cups and then leaves. 24 and 37, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups in cell block 8 tango, in the rise and fall, but rising again as the pride comes before a fall, or the fall, blinded by the light, but now sees the gold in white, took him down in order to set him free. The second section here is the whale, hyena, the hawk, and the cobra. Exhausted resources with no rescue measures, the devilish polarized powers that be on break or in separation to focus on the heart, the King of Wands with papers to file, serving the hyena to get the hawk to clear the way for the cobra. When the student is ready, the teacher comes. The hyena is needing to self-love and dig deep with well wishes and cleanup, perhaps hackling or heckling others, and now in deep. As the Page of Wands reversed is frustrated and uninspired, the wealthy man in transition, the hawk is clearing timelines and collapsing them without peace, clearing the way for the Page of Wands and their great fortune so that they can find peace at 11:46, which is justice and the inner children. The cobra is in the center of the labyrinth here, guiding students toward the center, tempted by the Holy Grail of wise, privileged lady and hanging out with them. The third section here is the spider, the fire ants, the black egg, which is the truth and throat chakra, and the swans. Caught in a sticky web, the entry wound, the hub, the irritation, the swelling, the fight or flight, the accident, the stardom, the mother of all evil, coming out of the womb at 11:52, the Justice and the Queen of Swords, the blue. As truth prevails for two swans as one, reflecting each other, the web and free a family tree in happy ending, or emotional fulfillment of an official person on the fool's journey. From dark web to the tree trunk, to expanding family, to making them happy, therefore becoming the official fool on the fool's journey. The gaping wound of the gambler on being love and looking back, or living in the past that's dead and buried and long exposed, past due their day in the sun. Worked his whole life to make his family happy and then died before getting his. Isn't that the age-old story? The truth of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. or Mrs. Hyde, dancing, exposing the man with thoughts of the one that got away and sudden thoughts or epiphany of her. The swans, two as one, the rod and staff, justice, the music of cracking the whip, and the 39 lashes of overcoming pain, complete with an empty home and left to his own devices, a chance at a new life. Then we go back to the Queen of Wands, upright, and the King of Pentacles reversed, fighting as she receives a message of a higher love waiting for him. 14 plus 14, or the all for one and one for all, the 14s, equals 28. The twin flames getting her message across to, or about the Emperor's courtship, the courting of Eddie's father, the godfather, the main male, with age-old concern of the weight of the world with no emotions to hold them when they're ungrounded and feeling unanchored, and change is afoot. 9:10 begin again as the hermit with changes on destined journey of the love train. All aboard! Patty cake, baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you can. The man in despair on the journey to romantic little girl, imprisoned in the big house, presently awaiting judgment, with message of the Empress about being married to the mob. The Knight of Cups inspired by unexpected income of the High Priestess main female at 12:07, the Hanging Man and the Chariot, the vehicle of ascension or infiltration. The main male to find a way, by boat, by car, by train. Where there is a will, there is a way. Ellie the elephant with broken tooth, flame in trunk and red eye, and never forgets, and big ears to hear you with, to hear all, clearing the way for here comes the sun, da 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 da. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right, da 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 da. Little darlings, that's coming up. The Knight of Pentacles, humble loyal servant, at their post, which is beside the loving mature woman at 12:12. Two hanging out, both wise as the hanging men. So then we have the union read, and this was just 3D, 4D, 5D from last night at 7:38, the Chariot and the Queen of Cups, right? She is the vehicle of infiltration as the feminine. And by the way, the masculine and feminine are coming up as the cups and swords today because they're the suits in the middle, right? Because the wands is the one extreme and the pentacles are the other. And they're coming up as the monk keys in the middle, the hearts and the swords, right? Those of light and love. The 7:38 of the 3D, 4D, 5D physical union for today, Halloween, the 9 of Cups, the 6 of Wands in the center, and then the Tower at the end, all stocked up with service to the nines, getting their wish, self-satisfied, with good news and leading the way, with sudden events, epiphanies, and energetic exchange, perhaps southeast winds as well, and the arrows of love. The incoming divine feminine is the shadow reflection in the Page of Cups, the shadow web and the reflection thereof, the shedding light on the Shah, of the shaman, the shark, the sharing, the shame, the shape and the shave and the sham and the shackles. The letter that looks like a W but it's square. It's the letter E on their back. The King of Persia, I was just getting King of Prussia, which is an area near me. The King of Persia or the Shah, to drink, new, fresh, young, to burn, to dry up and evaporate, to be on fire. And then the House and Company came up. I was just getting the firehouse, so there's definitely a fire coming up. And that's a Japanese interpretation, is the House and the Company. And then making a splash with the heart open wide, consulting the shadow, the wise old man, and the inner child before jumping in. And this is saying like, this is like a fireman saying, you know, to the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit before jumping into a fire. The 3D here is the moon, the 6 of Swords, and the Knight of Wands, the divine feminine moon child, romantic and dreamy and mysterious, the divine masculine Knight of Wands, with self-proclaimed royalty and sexy slow burn, bridging his friendly dolphins under the water. He is the dolphin flinging the divine feminine up in the air, right? So he's being the dolphin pushing the girl up in the air, the child, in calm waters around the new moon. So again, there's lots of beautiful emotional play. The 4D here is the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. The divine feminine wounded warrior taking the top flame down off the peak, 4 to 4, which I'd done this before my message this morning, of the 4 to 4 plus 1 to bring the sides together. This is the same energy of the 9 of Wands in this card. The divine feminine wounded warrior taking the top flame down off the peak, 4 to 4, making the sides even, perhaps 2 homes or 2 unions, as the divine masculine Queen of Pentacles, perhaps with Guinevere, stiff attitude and crown, or perhaps seen as that, or seen as pissing away their money, and bridging with good news, leading the way, the divine feminine with lead flame, an organized following of their own creation, taking down from the 9 to 6, or from the worldwide web or wounded warrior to the community with the 2 M's, Mary Magdalene level, right? From the world level to the Mary Magdalene community level. The 5D here is the 10 of Swords, guidance, and the 3 of Cups. The divine feminine with the worst now over and bliss coming in, the divine masculine reunion and bridging with guidance coming together on his side at 8 p.m. with double zeros backing up the dance. The outgoing divine masculine here is the 7 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the 7 of Wands at 8:01. The dance, the strength of manifestation of the one of the magician embodiment, and passing downloads, messages, taking risks. The Queen of Cups with sensual emotions and yet a fire walker, rising above drama with flame in hand, one at a time in sudden events, epiphanies, or sexual exchange, knocking the shadow off the wall. Only her writing is allowed there. Hands across the water, heads across the sky. Hands across the water, waters, there's 2 waters, and then heads across the sky. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. I don't know, for some reason they were guiding me to do that part. Hands across the water, water, hands across the sky. So the divine feminine with subconscious wounded warrior surrendering to bliss, the divine masculine Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles come together or see each other at a reunion or party, bridging with the peaceful play with good news leading the way to guidance and commitment. The Lemurians led to Atlantis, and the Lemurians like to play, but Atlantis says it's not all fun and games. The divine feminine with Capricorn, Virgo, and Cancer on their side, along with the 9 of Cups, which is the sovereign masculine in his emotions, the Page of Cups, and then the 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior. The divine masculine has Scorpio on his side, which we're in Scorpio now, along with the Knight of Wands and 2 queens, the Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. And between them is the Taurus energy. The overall number for this union read was 57 of the 3 of Swords in separation. It's also, heartbreak and disappointment, but also the 3-way situation. I was getting something yesterday about that. I was trying to remember. It'll come back if I need to bring it up. But the horizontal pillars came out to 22 of the Fool, 15 of the Devil, and 20 of Judgment, leading into the 3 of Swords, 57. And then the vertical pillars came out to 9, which is the Hermit, double zeros, source or space, 19 of the Sun, 12 of the Hanging Man, 3 of the Empress, and then 707, where 7 is the Chariot, and again the space between. The messages came out as the Fool and the Devil, or Foolish Devil wakes up to separation and broken hearts, and I was getting the Jar of Hearts song as well. The Hermit sourcing sunshine, hanging out with the Empress. I was just getting sunshine on my shoulder, John Denver. The Hermit sourcing sunshine, hanging out with the Empress, with space for 2 cars in separation. In the collective consciousness, or carbon copy could be coming up, ditto, with a lot of source backup, exposing the Hanging Man, the King of Cups. Aww. The message when I said ditto was from the divine masculine, because I just sang sunshine on my shoulders, and he was saying right back at you, sunshine on yours, on mine too. Aw, that's so sweet. The Hanging Man, King of Cups, as the vehicle of infiltration, the heartbreaker. So listen to that. The Hermit sourcing sunshine, hanging out with the Empress, with space for 2 cars in separation, and the collective consciousness, or carbon copy, with a lot of source back up, exposing the Hanging Man, King of Cups, as the vehicle of infiltration, or in other words, he's the heartbreaker, the vehicle of infiltration to open things up, right? So what's a better way of forcing you into your heart? Of breaking it, right? Because you're so much into 3D and work and all that stress, day-to-day life stuff, you don't think about that stuff at all until someone breaks your heart, and then all of a sudden you're right there. The underlying energy, and then we go into the message of the day. So then we have this mini masculine read here. And this was done this morning at about 10:10 to 10:12. So turn for the better, and then the hangman, or hanging out. The underlying energy was the Ace of Wands upright. At work, aligning, so there's new passion there, creativity, growth, a new motivation, energy. You're lighting that fire under your own butt. But Ace of Wands of passion, at work aligning with good news to lead the way, right? Getting inspired to lead the way. Where the Queen of Wands is reversed, again, that the thief energy, she's been coming up as, and she's reversed here. The Queen of Wands reversed in heated exchange, clinging to work issues and or third party discomfort in emotions or energies of patient, angel, and or higher love. In the recent past for the masculine here was the Tower. Perhaps some kind of sudden event, explosion, eruption, epiphany, or sexual exchange. And the foundation of the Page of Pentacles and the Peacock with pink heart petal flowers in their hair, which came up because when I was watering my plant, I brought one of my outside plants inside, and one of the petals fell out, and there were two petals stuck together, and they were both heart shapes. And that pink flower petal was coming up here again. The Page of Pentacles, right, which is that good student or the researcher, someone who wants to learn or manifest something new, or it can be an invitation or a message of opportunity. And the Peacock with pink heart petals, flowers, and then the petals are coming up again of the nadis, right, the energy lines of Reiki. That there's two lines that go into making the petal, the nadis, the energy, and the flowers, and the energy that goes into creating a flower, not the one that goes into cutting flowers, but the ones that go into creating the flower. The central energy of the Page of Cups, innocent, or an offer of love here, or puppy love. So we got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups upright. And by the way, before I finish doing this read, all of the knights in the other pages were reversed. So they're all stuck or down or unable to go on until something else gets done. But the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles are upright. It's like they're unaffected by all of this. And then two couples are all up and two couples are all down. And I believe they're ones I told you about, right? The Queen of the Cups, King and Queen of Cups, and the King and Queen of Swords, I think, were down, and the other couples were upright. The challenge being here with this innocent love, the challenge being the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, reversed. The lie, the split, the divide, the BS, the need for clarity and truth. The now moment here is the Hanging Man, unable to see a way out of their chains. And soon coming up is the Judgment card reversed, the day the music died, where they choked or spoke too soon, right? Made a bad judgment or a bad call, needing to swallow their pride, or someone doing a beer bong here, and that could be your kids. The masculine seeing the Knight of Wands reversed. He's seeing himself as the Knight of Wands reversed player, falling short or paralyzed by their passions, or perhaps falling short of his own expectations, or seen as the Emperor reversed, out of control, abusing their power, or stepping down from power in ego death. Clearing blocks of the Four of Swords, rest, sleep, break, or focusing on their heart in a 5D connection, with sword by his side and ready to use it. The Knight of Cups reversed, in rejection, jealousy, or schmoozing. The Queen of Swords upright with the light. The Twin Flame Hermit, or Queen of Swords, choosing to hermit, or is choosing a hermit who's shedding light on a ghosting, stealing, cheating, lying, or out the back jack, westerns and saloons, and a showdown at noon, or show up at dawn, or 8. I was just getting weak and needing strength or courage, the Cowardly Lion, with the world upside down, or the Divine Feminine in 5D, or Leo reversed or Pisces reversed, and the cycle almost done here. The Page of Wands is reversed with the Emperor reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, which can be a father and 2 kids, or a grandfather and 2 kids, or a boss with young workers, all up to something, or paralyzed until the cycling is done, unable to get to the next step or stage until it's all dry, when the sun's been out, fully exposed, day and night, with 2 down, in downturn, slow down, and twist of fate, the sovereign happily doing their thing, dumping a load, a burden, their responsibilities, or taking a load off, to recover in exile, or battle, or group effort, with money well spent, or family dysfunction or loss. And the Knight of Swords, as I'm losing my voice, there's definitely issues with truth speaking in this family here. There's dysfunction about speaking truth. Maybe they live through lies and they never tell the truth. And then the Knight of Swords reversed, who could be holding their tongue, but they definitely have something to say, if not lashing out at home, or holding their tongue with something to say. And then I was getting again from Notting Hill, where Julia Roberts says there are things to say. There are still things to say. Or in other words, there's big love here, the Holy Grail, with no reunion or social distancing post-war, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, refusing or unable to move, function, or work, and the Hierophant, marriage or Taurus, dissatisfied, unhappy, King of Cups reversed, defenseless to the energies of implementation of a plan, or investing time with bad memories, or the past returning to heal the imbalance, the debt, the inequity, the scam, not sharing, lack of tools, insecurity and manipulation, of synchronicities, choices, and pie in the sky at 1031, the Wheel of Fortune. And again, the battlegrounds, the fight, the competition, or the play, the acting, the fun, the pursuit of happiness, the impossible dream. The need of peace in a bold move to say, what the heck? Now that the worst is over and the bliss is here, with an offer of time, money, and effort, and or new life. From King of Pentacles upright, looking back at the King of Swords upright, juggling or perhaps performing together, distracting the crowds from the injustice of the King of Wands reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, the immature little devil or imp abusing their sexuality, or being a player of one-night stands, breakup, or no sex at all, and about to erupt, with the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Cups reversed, tempted by the Holy Grail, and released to let go of depression or arrogance, of the High Priestess reversed, not knowing how or not using their intuition, or the Fool reversed, perhaps falling on their face or from grace or lacking faith overall. Or it's just the High Priestess and the Fool both knocked for a loop together, ending up emotionally fulfilled, or the family is anyway. Suddenly off path in a higher love, the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, challenged by a big lie, or a split and divide, and choked, feeling like there was no way out, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed, and the Emperor reversed in the middle of all this. And like I said, all the knights were reversed, along with the Page of Swords and Page of Wands reversed, which are the little troublemakers. So they could be a lot of kids up to no good, which it is Halloween, so watch out, guys. They're all reversed. Or they're all pissed because their parents aren't letting them out, or perhaps they're restricted from going out. That's why the kids are all reversed. The King and Queen of Cups and Wands here, not Swords. They're the ones who are reversed here. The other 2 couples are all upright. All right, so the Cups and the Wands couples are reversed, but the Swords and the Pentacles couples are upright here. 2 couples up, 2 couples down. A lot of young men or kids or equipment that's down, except the Page of Pentacles and Page of Cups, with no way out, without protection, but are fine with it, don't seem to be affected. From afar, the Divine Feminine offering the Ace of Cups, post-war, soldier down, an unhappy marriage, depressed without excuse, investing in a negative past with forgiveness and imbalance and manipulation. So from afar, the Divine Feminine offering the Ace of Cups, and the King of Pentacles is offering the Ace of Pentacles in return, ditto, to make up for it. Okay, so that was the Divine Masculine message. So let's pull a few oracle cards for you guys now. Let's see what I haven't pulled from yet. Okay, let's go to the energy deck overall. By the way, the tower is sitting here on the bottom of my Syrian Starseed deck, so you can see it more closely. Okay. And the tower, this is like the powers that be, but this is also called the tower. So allow me the phoenix of transformation here. There's a lot of tower energy here. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Look, my other deck. This is the Universal Golden, has the tower on the bottom too. We have the Emperor upright, the Hierophant upright. These are my other decks. Love Yourself First, the Green Environment of 44. And then the Page of and then the Ace of Pentacles reversed, which is saving perhaps for a new life. All right, from the energy deck, what is the message to take away from all this? Oh, that came right up and out. The Goddess of the Moon, the 52, the Queen of Swords, holding up the new moon here. And we do have, isn't that an eclipse this month? I think the 4th is a new moon eclipse. So they're always... Or is that the... Yeah, it's a new moon, right? New moon on the 4th. The 52 Queen of Swords holding up the light. So, because you know, with the new moon, there's no light. So she's holding up the light at the new moon where there is none. But then there's the partial eclipse. Am I right? Is it November 4th? I think so. And then we have the 34 of the door to personal healing and happiness here, opening up the window or door and clearing the energies with the purity of the dove there. An energetic exchange, allowing the air in and bringing outside in, right? This is outside and this is outside too. It's like living inside like you're outside, so bring a lot of nature indoors. And, oh, this is also signaling you because winter's coming. There's a storm warning here to bring your plants in by the new moon. So with the Queen of Swords and energetic exchange, and I told you there could be southeastern winds, or not a nor'easter, but a southeaster. I don't know how that works, but I'm getting southeastern winds, which would be Florida in the United States, right? So, which is where we get all our storms at this time of year. So there might be something coming up or something that already happened that I don't know about. And then we have the 15 of appreciation, but it's the 15, which is the devil on the shadow side, which she can just be a Capricorn, but I you know, she doesn't look like the friendliest of people. She looks kind of stern. So there's that energy of, is she really showing appreciation or is she just going through the motions? So that may be something that you need to go within about. And are you just going through the motions? Or are you truly feeling the appreciation and loving your shadow side as well? Showing the appreciation for all of your sides. And you notice that the 15 is the reflection of the 51, which is the King of Swords, which matches the Queen of Swords over here. And this could be the masculine in his feminine, which could be that devil side of the Queen of Wands. The masculine's feminine could be that energy of the Queen of Wands thief, right? The thief who stole her heart was actually the other woman, which was his other woman. Which, oh, that's interesting too, because Damien Wynn always talks about the missing twin, like if you were born a twin, but your twin died in the womb, that they block your energies because they're still trying to take your energy from you to survive. And if you're dealing with twins already, that could be an issue because your twin in your womb may be blocking your twin, that kind of energy from coming together, right? Your shadow side being your twin, like his twin female, and she could have a twin male, or one side has a womb twin and the other one doesn't, that kind of energy. So perhaps, and this could just be another person in the masculine's energy as well, which is that Queen of Wands reversed energy that's stealing. So however that works out for you. The bottom of the deck here is the woman holding a heart. The 44 coming up again, grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, and focusing on the heart, which we were just talking about. You know, what it takes to get you to focus on your heart. Removing the mask of attachment. The 5 of the Hierophant, the commitment to the man, right? The society, societal norms, doing things the way society says they're supposed to be done. And instead now removing that mask of black and white and gray, removing the chains that bind, allowing yourself to be authentically you no matter what anyone else has to say. Showing your true heart, your sweetheart. And removing the mask, even when you're not so sweet. Okay, I want to pull an animal card, and I'm going to pull you a gem card too. This is the Crystal Angels. So what gem might be helpful for you today? It's 115. So there's the devil coming up again. It was just 114, 115, and then the 51. There it is. I was just talking about the devil and the King of Swords. It just came up again. Okay, so it could be his inner feminine. He sees as the devil child, right? Because it depends. Is your masculine really pure and innocent on the outside, or is he the bad boy, right? Because they can be both. So whatever he is, however he shows himself to the world, you know, the opposite is his bad boy or his good boy inside, which he doesn't show other people. But that may be the one you're experiencing since you're connected. So here we have the opal here. Let yourself sparkle and shine, and that goes both ways. You know, your dark side too gets experienced by the masculine. Let yourself sparkle and shine. You're guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. Okay. We also have Angelite. So there's the angel. My little angel came up this morning. The angel light, spiritual or religious community. Join with like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth. Okay, so let yourself sparkle, get out there, perhaps join a group that you like, that you really resonate with. Don't join a group just to join a group. We have rose quartz is coming up here too, so love life is coming up here. New or renewed romantic love is here for you. We've got a lot of pink right there. And then lapis is the last one coming out. So a lot of purple. Life-changing epiphany or experience. It's time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. Really nice messages there. The bottom of the deck is Tiger's Eye as well. Okay. And then from the animal deck, what do we have for you? Those popped up. I just saw the flamingos, and I just talked about Florida, so there's definitely something about Florida coming up, and then I was seeing the 2 flamingos forming a heart shape. All right, let's see what comes up from the animal deck. What does the animal deck have for us? All right, there's 2 cards here. The 5 of Spring, the 2 rams, right, head to head. Occasionally you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. Right, head to head. And then the 2 of Autumn, the Abyssinian cat. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do, right? So don't do too much. This is perfect for the 2 of Pentacles, juggler. And that came up significantly in the read today as well. So again, choosing which one, like the tennis match, the eyeballs are funny, and going head to head. So there's definitely 2 twos energy here. The humpback whale comes up next. And it's for the humpback whale, it says, this is the picture, the King of Winter. Intelligent, impartial, respectful, unemotional, right? It's like the King of Swords. It is at this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert you can find. And then we have the sea turtle here too. Okay, so kind of opposite energies there, right? But the sea turtle isn't necessarily slow, right? Because they swim. Take time to review and make long-term plans, capitalizing on your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. Right? Because not quite over yet. Oh, that's so funny. This isn't coming up for you guys, but the next card was the kiwi. And the birds I shot, the bluebirds who were on my lawn, they were carrying something in their beak. And there's the feather. When I was waiting for a feather, maybe there's a feather out there now for me. I'll have to go look. And then the bird comes up with the crown. So funny. There's another bird, next card too. That's funny. And then lots of birds. So birds, birds, birds. Wow. Birds, 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 and then the dragonfly, which is the two hearts that beat as one. The bottom of the deck is the Three of Autumn. The underlying energy is the miniature poodle dog, which says, your most satisfying and profitable career comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. So this is what you've been doing. And again, going into these new energies here. And you've been a lot on the boat here, right? The ships have been coming up a lot lately. And dealing with children, little raccoons. They're so cute. Look at them. And birds. And now the doggy has first prize. But that's going away now, because now you got the two rams that clash, coming head to head at the peak. And then the juggler, who has to decide what to let go of, because they can't keep doing it all. Right? The cool cat. Okay, make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy and your nature, and do what your inner self tells you to do. Tap into your inner calling here, and rise and be love. Bye.